Welcome to Lesson 5 of our Distance Learning series. In today's lesson, you're going to conduct a simulation to continue understanding the process of natural selection. For this simulation, we're going to investigate a population of beetles that live on a remote island called, you guessed it, Beetle Island. For today's lesson, you'll need a pencil, your journal slip, your science journal, and some materials to conduct our simulation. You should be able to find the materials right in your home. These materials include 3 bowls. Any kind will do. Paper, plastic, whatever you have on hand in your house. 2 pieces of white paper. Could be computer paper, notebook paper, any old scrap paper you have lying around. 6 different colors of your choice. You can go get markers, crayons, colored pencils, colored pens, highlighters. Our beetles can be any color you want them to be. And a pair of scissors. Pause this screencast now and gather your materials. All right, you're back. Let's work to prepare our beetles for Beetle Island. First, fold your paper to create 24 paper strips like you see on the screen. If you have trouble folding, you can just draw out 24 boxes using a pencil. Second, use your 6 colors to mark each box just like you see on the screen. Use each of your colors to create 4 beetles. Then, use your scissors to cut out all 24 strips. And voila! You have beetles for Beetle Island. Pause this screencast to do this now. Now take the second piece of paper and fold it in half. In one box, write increase, and in the other, write decrease. Cut out these strips using your scissors. Pause this screencast now and do this. We're going to use 3 bowls during our simulation. In bowl 1, put in 1 strip of each color. This will give you 6 strips in the bowl. In bowl 2, fold and put in your increase and decrease strips. In bowl 3, put the remaining 18 color strips right in. Bowl 3 represents Beetle Island with 18 different colored beetles in the population. As we engage in the simulation, we'll randomly draw strips from bowls 1 and 2, so keep those bowls off to the side. Are you ready? I'm going to read the story that appears on your journal slip. As we come to a blank on the slip, you'll randomly select what happens and record it. Pay close attention to how our beetle population changes from the beginning of the story to the end, and try to pinpoint why the population changes. Here we go. On a remote island in the center of the largest ocean lives a population of beetles. The beetles come in a variety of colors, 6 in all. Each beetle is a master at camouflage and will hide out on a native flower or tree that is the same color as the beetle. Over many years, the environment of the island begins to change and the temperature begins to... Okay, randomly choose a card from bowl 2. No peeking. It should be random. So what did you select? Is the temperature increasing or decreasing? Write this in the first blank. And now make sure to put that card back in the bowl. The change in temperature now affects, randomly select a color from bowl 1. Again, no peeking. Which color did you select? Write this in blank number 2. But don't put this color back in the bowl. We're done with it. All right, this plant needs to remain at a constant 80 degrees, and the island's temperature is now, well, you know which one to circle. Due to the loss of this flowering plant, the color beetle that you just selected can no longer camouflage very well, and they get eaten up by many of the native birds. Okay, take out all of those colored beetles out of bowl 3. They're done. They died. They got eaten up. They're no longer in the population. See, the population is already changing. Let's continue. The environment of the island continues to change over the years, but due to the changing temperature, the precipitation begins to, okay, you know what to do. Select one. Write it in the blank. Now put that card back in the bowl. This change in precipitation is not well suited for the, okay, randomly choose a color, write it down in the blank. Remember, don't put that color back in the bowl. Due to the loss of this flowering plant, the color you just selected, that beetle can't camouflage very well, and they get eaten up by all the native birds. So remove all of those colored beetles from your bowl 3. See, the population is changing again. But oh no, due to the changing environment, a new species of birds migrates to our island, and it brings other insects. These insects are devouring the, you've got to choose 2 colors randomly. Write these colors in the blank. Don't put these cards back in. Now, we've lost these 2 flowering plants. And so these colored beetles can no longer camouflage very well, and they get eaten up by the native birds. Take out those colored beetles from your population in bowl 3. Okay, but over many years, the flowering plants on the island die off, and now there's open areas that other flowering plants can fill in. Okay, randomly select one. Write it in the blank. Don't put the color back in. These flowering plants that you just selected are overtaken by the rapid growth of others. And now that we lost this flowering plant, well, that colored beetle can no longer camouflage, and they get eaten up by the native birds. So take all those colored beetles out of the big beetle island, out of bowl 3. The beetle island just has no luck. Here we go again. The native Blodo plant has not adapted well to the changing environment on the island and slowly begins to die off. But unfortunately, okay, choose a color. No peeking. Write it in the blank. That beetle only feeds on the Blodo plant and is not adapted to feed on other vegetation on the island. So due to the loss of that colored beetle, they die off because that was the beetle's only source of food. Take that colored beetle right out of Beetle Island. All of those colored beetles are done. Okay, so that's it. We simulated it. We had some pretty drastic changes on Beetle Island. What happened to the beetle population? And why did this happen? Think about the results of the simulation because we're going to discuss them tomorrow. For today, I need you to submit your completed journal slip, hard copy or digital. And if you get bored, run the simulation again with somebody else in your household and ask them what they notice happening to the population. But more importantly, why do they think that's happening? Until tomorrow, I need you to keep thinking and keep learning.